Okay, so this is the OBSBOT MEET2 in 4K, and you've probably also seen some images of the Logitech C920. This is just going to be a comparison and a chat between the two webcams because I know they're pretty popular. The C920's kind of like been there for years. The software on this has tons of features, the ability to change, your contrast up and down if you want. It's got saturation, it's got sharpness, it's got all that good stuff. It has auto framing, so if I say move around, it can begin to focus in on me, etc. if you want to do all of that stuff. It has wide, it has zoomed in, it's got narrow, it also has a gimbal, so you can move it around. It also has beauty features if you want to mess with that kind of stuff, which means it can like make your face thinner. It can, it can do HDR if you want a HDR on, autofocus on and off. At the moment I've got it turned off, but if we turn the autofocus on and say, hey, come on, focus in on that, it will focus in nice and sharp, and then it will pull back. Or you can do it manually. It has the manual white balance, or it has, custom white balance if you want to mess with your white balance. You can choose what microphone you're using and all of this stuff, and you can also save a few presets as well. The Logitech is very bare bones. It has exposure, autofocus, and kind of a bit of a basic zoom. I can't really show you the software whilst I'm using it at the moment, but yeah, from what I've used so far, I can't see there being anything truly missing from the software. It's got the ability to mirror the image, record in 4K 30, and I think it looks a solid option as a purchase. I think it handles colours very well, like this yellowy orange watch, my reddy orange sign behind me, this grey and this blue. I'm kind of wearing a variety of colours to help you see some stuff, and I think it looks pretty sharp. There'll be links in the description if you want to purchase any. The Logitech's currently on sale, the OBSBOT is not, so there'll be some Amazon affiliate links in the description. Okay, so as well as having the ability to add manual bokeh, I'm currently recording this in 1080p 60. You can also add in this camera into NVIDIA Broadcast if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, the same as the Logitech. So you can kind of improve a webcam's quality a lot. You don't always have to spend a ton of money. So if you want to plug this in to NVIDIA Broadcast, you can just do background removal, and all of a sudden your background's gone and you can just chuck some gameplay behind it. Don't need a green screen, don't need anything. Or you can add on background blur and you get a lovely bokeh effect. And this camera, all of a sudden, if this was in 4K with some bokeh or 1080p, whatever, it suddenly just looks like a really, really nice, expensive camera, and it adds that little bit of blur and that little bit of depth to the image. Now, all of a sudden, if you add this onto the Logitech, all of a sudden, this £50 camera looks pretty solid, doesn't it? It's got pretty sharp for 1080p 30. I don't think anybody watching this would have any problems. I've done an entire YouTube channel on this camera, and nobody's ever said, hey, listen, your camera quality is so bad I can't watch you. So I think this is an absolutely fine camera, but again, I just think that the Logitech just has a slight disadvantage compared to the OBSBOT, to be completely honest with you. But I think for the price and the age, I think it holds up really, really well. But I just wanted to show you that, some people put up the Logitech and they make it look as bad as humanly possible versus the new camera that they're paid to promote. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to show you the best options between the camera. Obviously, the OBSBOT is slightly better. It's more expensive. It's newer. It has more features. It should be better. But you've got to merit to justify the price. If you're on a Zoom call and you're just at work and you want a camera that has nice background blur and you've got a nice microphone, no one's going to go on Zoom and berate your quality or whatever. But if you want to spend a little bit more and get 4K and get a much sharper 1080p image, obviously the option's there. Will it focus in? But it doesn't do a particular job of autofocusing at a certain range. It's just not that great. Now, I think the image for an older webcam is pretty solid. So this is kind of the quality of the Logitech webcam C920. I should add, it's the C920. Here is the OBSBOT MEET setting. Now, we're at a slightly different angle to have both, but I genuinely believe that the two are similar. They're similar in quality. See how it focuses in there on the and then it will pull back and focus on me. I just think it looks so much sharper as an overall image. Now, I'm not going to give you the... So it's 1080p 60, it's 4K 30, and I've not yet tried the 4K, so I will do a video of the 4K. But again, if we swap back here, this is not a bad webcam by any means. Yes, slightly different angle because I can't have them angled at the same. The OBSBOT has a little magnetic mount, which I don't think is as good as the Logitech's mount. However, it does have a optional screw, so you can mount it to a tripod or mount it however you want. It's tiny, and again, I'm not giving you any showcase of the products because I will not be able to compete with the bigger channels in terms of B-roll. I'm just giving you real video, so you can see me editing it on the fly. You know, these are the two webcams, so you can flick between them. Now, most of you are going to be streaming in a small window. Now, you might occasionally do a full screen YouTube video, and to be honest, doing a full screen YouTube video like this, I don't think anybody would think, oh, he's got a trashy webcam, or you might even mistake it for a solid webcam. Now, okay, so I'm currently using the OBSBOT MEET2's microphone. I have no idea what the quality is going to be like, but you can tell me if it's absolutely terrible. Okay, and this is the Logitech coming in from the same program, just pulled in both recordings, no filters, no nothing, and this is the Logitech quality. Both have an onboard mic. I think, to be completely honest, the OBSBOT mic is slightly better, but they're still webcam mics and they're not fantastic. And for £119, it meets that slightly better than a normal webcam, I feel like, and you're not going into the £300–500 to get a, say, a Sony A600 with a lens and then a capture card to record. And a webcam for me just fills the role that I need. If I want to do a quick long form video, I think I can do this in full screen and it doesn't look shabby at all. I don't think anybody would pull up this video and be like, wow, awful quality. What is good about the OBSBOT is it handles low light very well. Yesterday I was streaming in a completely dark room with just a tiny light on in the corner, and it managed to maintain a very clear image in low light. There's literally no lights on in my room, and it's using the NVIDIA green screen, and it is handling low light situations very well. You can see here I'm literally sat in the dark, completely in the dark, zero lights, and I am still visible. And for a webcam, that is a really impressive feature, to be completely honest. It has a few other little neat features. It has a little magnetic privacy lens cap, which you can just obviously pop over the top, and that's just nice. I don't know, I never used to be bothered about privacy on webcams, but I kind of am now, and so yeah, I think that's decent. Again, the autofocus on the Logitech is not that fantastic. It's pretty much non-existent, to be completely honest, and I just wanted to see what you guys think about the OBSBOT, to be completely honest. I think that's really all I've got to say. I'll pop a link in the description if you want to pick one up. Side, it's barely noticeable. It's barely noticeable, but this camera, the OBSBOT, is definitely better than the Logitech, in my opinion. It should be. It's more expensive. It's newer. But I think it just gives a slightly more natural image, and you could argue that I'm slightly overexposed on the Logitech, and if I bring that down and I bring that gain down and I try to just, you know, knock off that bit of glare, it's not bad. I think this just edges it in terms of, you know, how we're doing this like this, in terms of smoothness and overall image quality. The Logitech won't even autofocus. This... looking crispy, man. Okay, so to wrap up the conclusion, I definitely prefer the OBSBOT. Now, if I was a streamer and all I did was play games and I never did any full screen camera and I didn't make any YouTube videos, I'd save myself £100 and just go and get the Logitech when it's on sale, personally. If I do some full screen videos, which I do all the time, and I take my stream slightly more seriously, or I just want some nice quality for, say, TikTok, because you can rotate this camera. It's magnetic. When you rotate it, you can do vertical videos. If you want some nice 4K 60, maybe you want to do work conferences and look a bit more professional, you can do that. If you want to mess around with these stupid filters in a virtual camera and make yourself look like, quote, handsome, and you want to change your skin tone, and you want to smooth out your face, and you want to bump up your clarity, and you want to make yourself look slimmer. You want to make yourself look slimmer and more narrow, and you want to make yourself look like some kind of blue-eyed White Walker that's deformed and skinny. Okay, you can mess with these settings and catfish somebody till your heart's content, right? I mean, maybe if you're having a bit of a bad skin day, you want to alter your things, but if I turn this off, come on, I'm not even that much of a catfish, but you also have these filters that you can add on manually, pure black and white, filmic, right? So yeah, there's some options here if you want to mess around and have some fun. I think overall this is a nice quality. I'm completely in the dark, there's no light in this room, and so I'm trying to give you some actual real world examples, and I think the camera holds up well, and I hope this was a balanced and fair review. As always, I keep it honest on this channel, always have done, never shill, never sell out. So if you support the channel, consider subscribing, liking, joining the members page, following my TikTok or my stream, GGZ Social or GGZ, and I'll see you in the next video.